It was a slow Wednesday evening at Charlie's Diner, a small-town restaurant just off the interstate. The kind of place where truckers, families, and locals all came to share a warm meal and a few stories. The bell over the door jingled softly as Ethan Cole walked in, a tall man in his late 30s, his military haircut grown out just a bit, and a faded leather jacket that had clearly seen better days. Beside him, holding his hand, was a little girl, maybe 8 years old, wearing a pink backpack and clutching a tiny stuffed bear. They looked tired, the kind of tired that isn't just from the day, but from life itself. The hostess glanced at them briefly and nodded toward a corner booth. Ethan smiled politely, thanked her, and led his daughter over. As they sat down, she asked softly, "Daddy, can I get pancakes for dinner?" He chuckled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Of course, sweetheart. Pancakes it is." Their waiter approached, a young man named Travis, maybe 25, with slick back hair and the kind of smirk that said he thought he was too good for this job. He set down 2 menus with a clatter. "Coffee for you, I guess?" Travis asked, eyeing Ethan's worn jacket. "Yes, please. And orange juice for my daughter." Travis scribbled lazily, his eyes flicking to the little girl's patched-up backpack and then back to Ethan's boots, standard issue, old military. "You a vet or something?" he asked with a mocking tone. Ethan nodded calmly. "Yeah. Navy." Travis gave a short laugh. "Figures. You guys always come in looking for discounts or free meals." "Let me guess, hard times." Ethan didn't respond. He just smiled faintly and said, "Just pancakes and coffee will be fine, son." His daughter looked up, confused. "Daddy, is he being mean?" Ethan squeezed her hand gently. "Doesn't matter, sweetheart. Sometimes people speak before they think." The exchange caught the attention of an older woman at a nearby table. She frowned slightly but stayed quiet. Travis rolled his eyes and walked off, muttering under his breath. Minutes passed. Ethan sipped his coffee in silence while his daughter drew little hearts on a napkin. Then suddenly, a loud bang echoed from the kitchen. The manager shouted, "Fire! It's the fryer." Panic erupted instantly. Flames shot up from the kitchen, and thick smoke began to fill the diner. People screamed. Chairs toppled. The old woman coughed violently as the lights flickered. Travis froze near the counter, eyes wide. "What do we do?" But before anyone could answer, Ethan was already moving. He pushed his daughter under a nearby table and told her firmly, "Stay here. Don't move till I come back." Then he grabbed the heavy fire extinguisher from the wall and sprinted toward the kitchen. The heat was intense, unbearable for most. But for a man who had once pulled his fellow soldiers from a burning Humvee overseas, it was nothing new. He sprayed foam across the flames, cutting off the fire's spread. He moved with calm precision, barking clear instructions: "Open the back door, get everyone out. Turn off the gas main, now." Travis, trembling, stumbled to follow orders. The manager helped drag the cook out, coughing. Within minutes, the fire was under control. Smoke still hung thick in the air, but the danger had passed. The customers, huddled outside in the cool night, looked back through the diner windows to see Ethan, blackened with soot, hair damp with sweat, emerging with the extinguisher still in hand. His daughter ran to him, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Daddy," she cried, hugging him tightly. He knelt down and held her close. "It's okay, baby. Everyone's safe." The crowd broke into applause. Even Travis, pale and shaken, approached slowly. His voice cracked. "Sir. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said what I did." Ethan looked at him, still catching his breath. "It's all right. You learned something tonight, that's what matters." Travis swallowed hard. "You saved all of us." Ethan smiled faintly. "That's what we do, take care of people. Even when they don't always take care of us." The fire department arrived, commending Ethan's quick response. The manager, still in shock, came up and said, "Sir, your meal, it's on the house. Forever, if you ever come back." Ethan laughed softly. "Thank you, but just a warm meal for my girl is enough." As the smoke cleared and people began to return to gather their things, Travis noticed something. The little girl had left her napkin drawing on the table. On it were 2 stick figures, a small girl and her dad, standing in front of a diner, with a big red heart drawn over them. Travis picked it up, staring at it for a long moment. Then he folded it carefully and tucked it into his apron pocket. The next day, he showed up to work early. No more smirk, no more attitude. Just quiet respect. He asked the manager to put up a small framed note by the door, a handwritten message that said, "Be kind to everyone you meet. You never know who might save your life." Months later, Ethan and his daughter returned to the diner. Travis greeted them with a smile, genuine this time, and placed a plate of pancakes on the table. "On the house," he said softly. Ethan nodded, eyes warm. "Thank you, son." As they ate, sunlight poured through the diner's big windows, filling the place with golden light, the kind that makes everything feel right again, because sometimes, the heroes who save the day aren't wearing capes or medals, they're just quiet souls, sitting in the corner, teaching the world that kindness and courage never really go out of style. Moral: never judge a stranger by what you see. Every person carries a story, and sometimes, that story might be the one that saves you. A few weeks passed after the fire, and Charlie's Diner had become more than just a roadside stop, it had become a symbol of second chances. The story of the veteran who saved the diner spread like wildfire across town. Local newspapers wrote about it. Customers started coming in not just for pancakes and coffee, but to shake Ethan's hand whenever he visited. But Ethan wasn't the kind of man who sought attention. He still came in quietly with his daughter, Lily, always sitting at that same corner booth by the window, the one that still had faint scorch marks on the floor. Travis, the waiter who had once mocked him, was a changed man. The arrogance was gone. He was humbler now, more patient, more thoughtful. Sometimes, when new customers complained or acted rude, he remembered Ethan's calm face that night, the look of a man who had faced far worse and still chose kindness. One cold December morning, snowflakes drifted down outside the diner windows. The place was full of chatter, families laughing, coffee cups clinking, and the smell of fresh pie in the air. Travis was serving breakfast when he noticed Lily sitting alone in the booth. "Hey, kiddo," he said with a smile, "where's your dad?" She looked up, her small hands wrapped around a cup of hot chocolate. "He's outside, helping that old man fix his car." Travis peeked out the window and saw Ethan kneeling beside an old station wagon, sleeves rolled up, helping a stranger change a tire in the freezing snow.